In the world of DeFi, it often feels like you have to make a tough choice. Do you want something that's fast and cheap, or do you want something that's private? Well, today we're going to look at a project called Zama, which basically says, hey, why not have both? We're going to break down its tech, its token, and where it's headed to see if it can really deliver on this huge promise of scalable, efficient, and confidential decentralized finance.
Okay, let's start with a feeling I think we've all had. You're trying to do a simple swap, and you're just sitting there, watching the screen, wondering why it feels like you're stuck in digital rush hour and paying a fortune in gas fees just to move. It's a universal pain point, and it's the exact problem Zama was built to solve.
It really just boils down to these three big headaches, right? You've got network congestion that slows everything to a crawl. You have sky-high transaction costs that make smaller trades totally impractical. And then there's the lack of privacy, which puts all your financial moves out in the open. These are the walls that are really holding DeFi back from going truly mainstream.
So let's just jump right in and tackle that scaling problem head-on and see what Zama's answer is. Because this isn't just about another piece of tech. It's a direct response to one of DeFi's oldest and most frustrating challenges.
So Zama is what we call a Layer 2, or L2 solution. The easiest way to think about this is like an express lane that's built on top of a major highway like Ethereum. Its whole reason for existing is to pull traffic off that main congested road, letting everything move way faster and cheaper. Let's really stick with that highway analogy. Picture the main blockchain. It's rush hour, bumper-to-bumper traffic, it's slow, it's frustrating, and the tolls or gas fees are through the roof. What Zama does is build this brand new parallel superhighway right next to it. Your transactions can just zip over to this express lane, completely bypassing all that traffic to get to their destination in a fraction of the time and for a fraction of the cost. So the big question is, how does Zama actually pull this off? How do they build this superhighway? Well, it's not just one thing. It's really a three-part solution with each piece specifically designed to tackle speed, savings, and secrecy. Okay, first up, Zama uses something called rollups. This is where it bundles hundreds of individual transactions together into one neat little package. This package is processed off-chain and then submitted to the main network as a single, super efficient transaction. Second, and this is a huge one, it has a built-in privacy layer. It uses some pretty clever cryptography to basically hide your transaction details. This opens the door for confidential DeFi, which you just can't do on a totally transparent chain. And third, its smart contracts are custom-built from the ground up for the intense demands of DeFi apps. So all three pieces work together to create that fast, cheap, and private experience they're promising.
All right, you can't have a DeFi project without a native token, right? And the Zama token is way more than just something to trade. It's literally the fuel that powers the entire ecosystem. It plays a really critical role in how the whole thing operates and evolves over time. Now, if you look at how the tokens are distributed, you can tell they're really focused on decentralization. A massive 40% is set aside for the community and for liquidity mining. Now, the team and founders get 25%, but here's the kicker. Those tokens are locked up on a 4-year vesting schedule. That is a huge deal because it means their incentives are aligned with the long-term success of Zama, not just making a quick buck.
So what can you actually do with the Zama token? Well, it has three main jobs. First, you use it to pay for transaction fees on the network. Second, you can stake it to help secure the network, and you earn rewards for doing that. And third, you can use it to vote on governance proposals, which gives you a real say in the future direction of the platform.
Look, a great idea is one thing, but what really matters is whether people are actually using it. So let's check out some hard numbers to see if Zama is getting real traction and if people trust it enough to put their money on it.
Let's start with the most important thing, people. The platform is already pulling in thousands of monthly active users. That's not just theory, that's a fantastic sign of real-world adoption.
And those users, they're not just window shopping. They're generating millions of dollars in transaction volume every single month. This shows that Zama isn't some science project. It's a living, breathing platform that's already moving significant financial value.
Another really critical metric in DeFi is called total value locked, or TVL. The fact that Zama's TVL is on the rise is a huge vote of confidence. It means more and more people and projects are comfortable locking up their capital inside its ecosystem. Honestly, it's one of the strongest signals of trust you can find.
Of course, with all this value flying around, security has to be priority number one.
and Zama has taken it seriously. Its code has been audited by well-known security firms, there are insurance pools to protect users, and, by its very design, that privacy layer helps protect your data right from the start.
Okay, so we've seen where Zama is today, which is pretty impressive. But what about tomorrow? To get the whole picture, we've got to look at their roadmap, see who they're up against, and be honest about the real risks they face.
And let's be real, the Layer 2 space is fiercely competitive. You've got giants like Arbitrum and Optimism that are focused on general-purpose scaling for all of Ethereum. This is where Zama's strategy becomes really clear. It's not trying to be everything to everyone. Its unique selling point is that laser focus on DeFi optimization combined with that game-changing integrated privacy. That's its niche.
And this project has been moving fast. It was just an idea back in 2023 aimed at improving scalability. By this year, 2024, it already has its first DeFi protocols live on the network. And looking ahead to the next couple of years, the plan is to expand to even more networks and to double down on those privacy features. It shows they have a clear vision for growth.
But hey, for a balanced view, we have to talk about the potential roadblocks. It's not all going to be smooth sailing. The competition, as we just saw, is intense. There's always the risk that the broader market just adopts it more slowly than they hope. And with any complex piece of tech, you can never completely rule out the possibility of new bugs or vulnerabilities showing up.
And that really brings us to the final multi-million-dollar question. Zama has set out to conquer what I like to call the DeFi trifecta: speed, cost, and privacy. It's an incredibly ambitious goal. The tech looks promising, the early adoption signs are there, but the question remains, can one project really master all three of these things and become the go-to platform for the future of DeFi? Well, I guess only time will tell.